here's the big problem that we're having.
Hmm.
Why are certain people entitled to talk to everybody and other people are entitled to talk to no one? I don't really understand this. This is an indulgence system. This is how the Catholic Church used to do things.
It's hard to fight the system because the reason you don't talk to Alex Jones is because the platforms on which you do the communication will remove you.
But I'm not platformed. I used to do NPR, and I used to do the NewsHour, and I used to provide stories to Washington Post, New York Times. That has gone away. They've circled the wagons closer and closer, and more of us are unacceptable. And right now, I have no question that they're going through anybody who has a platform, trying to say, okay, what do we have against that person in case we need to shut that down? We have to make a different decision, Lex. And the different decision is that it doesn't matter how many times Joe said the N-word.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter that somebody else, like with mathematical theorems, if the worst person in the world proves a mathematical theorem like the Unabomber, we can't undo the theorem.
Yeah.
And I point out Charles Manson's song, Look at Your Game Girl, is an amazing song. It's a really good song. I don't think it's one of the greatest songs ever, but it happens that he wasn't a no talent. And, I don't know how Hitler was as an artist.
It's actually not bad.
Okay. We've got to get past this. We've got to get past this idea that we're going to purge ourselves of our badness. And we're just going to, this is like, I've likened it to teenage girls in cutting. All we're doing is destroying ourselves in search of perfection. And the answer is no, we're not perfect. We're flawed. We're screwed up. And we've always been this way. And we're not going to silence everyone who you can point a laser beam at and say, well, that person, look at how bad that person is. If we do that, kiss the whole thing goodbye. We might as well let's learn Chinese.
But there is an art to having those messy conversations, whether with Alex or anybody else.
Okay, let's talk about Alex.
Yeah.
There's particular stuff that Alex does that's absolutely nauseating. And there's other stuff that he's doing that's funny.
The methodology of the way he carries.
And sometimes he's talking about the truth. And sometimes he's talking about a conspiracy theory. His variance is incredibly high. Yeah. The right way to approach Alex Jones or James O'Keefe or the National Enquirer or anything you don't like is to say, great, go long short.
What's that mean?
Well, if you invest in a mutual fund, all the stocks in the mutual fund are held long. Mm-hmm. But if you invest in a hedge fund, you do something called relative value trading. It's like, well, you long tech or short tech? Well, actually, I'm long Microsoft and I'm short Google. Why is that? Oh, because I believe Google got way too much attention and that Microsoft has been unfairly maligned. And so this is really a play on legacy tech over more modern tech. Mm-hmm. Okay. Which part of Alex Jones are you long and which part are you short? One of the things that should be a requirement for being a reporter is like, what did Donald Trump do that was good?
Right.
Nothing. Okay, then you're not a reporter. What did Hitler do that was good? The Rosenstrasse protest. Non-Jewish women campaign for their Jewish men to be returned home to them from certain death, almost in death camps. It should have been that there were no death camps. It should have been that everybody was returned home. But you know what? The fact that the women of the Rosenstrasse protest, I get very emotional about this. Some of the baddest ass chicks in the world got their husbands returned to them. Kol hakavod. And I'm not celebrating Hitler. Hitler's the worst of the worst. But God damn it, this idea that we can just say everything that person does is a lie, everything that person does is evil. This reflects a simplicity of mind that humanity cannot afford. Is Google evil because it will sell you Mein Kampf? Is Amazon evil because it will sell you Mein Kampf? If you find out that Mein Kampf rests on somebody's bookshelves, do you have any idea what it means? If you find out that a scholar used the N-word, should that person lose their job? Come on. Grow the hell up.